Ladies and gentlemen, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. If you want to win, you must play by different rules. Not the rules the world gives you, but the rules that great champions, innovators, and dreamers follow. Success doesn't come from luck. It comes from mindset, action, and persistence. Today, I want to share with you 9 rules that will change your life, if you dare to follow them. Rule 1. Embrace failure like a best friend. Most people run from failure. They fear it, hide from it, and let it stop them. But failure is not your enemy. It's your best teacher. Every mistake, every rejection, every no is a step closer to yes. Think of failure as tuition you pay for success. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the closer you get to winning. I've seen people give up after one setback, but winners, they fall down 7 times, stand up 8. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. So go out there, take risks, and fail fast, because every failure is a lesson that brings you closer to victory. Rule 2, dream big, but start small. A dream without action is just a wish. Many people want to change the world, but they never take the first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. But let me tell you, there is no perfect moment. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time, right now. Start where you are. Use what you have, do what you can. Small steps lead to big victories. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Just begin. Rule 3. Ignore the naysayers. People will laugh at your dreams. They will tell you it's impossible. They will say you're not smart enough, not rich enough, not lucky enough. But remember this. Those who say it can't be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. The biggest obstacle to success is not failure. It's other people's opinions. If you listen to doubters, you'll never take the first step. Believe in yourself when no one else does. That's what separates winners from losers. Rule 4. Work harder than anyone else. Talent is overrated. Luck is unreliable. The only thing you can control is your effort. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to outwork everyone around you. While others are sleeping, you're learning. While others are complaining, you're grinding. While others are giving up, you're pushing forward. Success is not about being the smartest. It's about being the hungriest. The world rewards those who refuse to quit. Rule 5. Adapt or die. The world is changing faster than ever. If you don't adapt, you will be left behind. The strongest survive not because they are the biggest, but because they are the most flexible. Don't cling to old ways just because they're comfortable. Be willing to change, to learn, to evolve. The future belongs to those who can pivot, innovate, and embrace new challenges. Rule 6. Help others win. Selfish people never go far. The true secret to success is helping others succeed. When you lift people up, they lift you higher. When you give value, you become valuable. The richest people in the world are not those who take. They are those who give. Build bridges, not walls. Share knowledge, create opportunities for others, and success will follow you. Rule 7. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. The moment you think you've made it, you stop growing. Stay hungry for knowledge, for challenges, for improvement. Stay foolish enough to believe you can achieve the impossible. The day you stop learning is the day you stop leading. Keep your mind open, stay curious, and never settle. Rule 8. Believe in the power of teamwork. No one succeeds alone. Behind every great leader is a great team. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, who challenge you, who push you to be better. A single arrow is easily broken, but a bundle of arrows is unbreakable. Build a team that shares your vision, and together you can conquer anything. Rule 9. Never give up. The difference between success and failure is persistence. When things get tough, most people quit. but winners keep going. They find a way when there seems to be no way. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when nothing works, when everyone doubts you. That's when you dig deeper. That's when you prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable. Final thought: life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. If you want to win, you must play by these rules. Embrace failure, start small, ignore doubters, work harder, adapt, help others, stay hungry, build a team, and never quit. The road to success is not easy, but it is worth it. The question is, are you ready to walk it? Let me tell you something that most people never understand. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. The world loves winners, but what it doesn't show you are the thousands of losses, rejections, and mistakes that came before the victory. If you want to win in life, you must first learn how to lose. Not just lose, but lose with purpose. Every great champion, every legendary entrepreneur, every person who ever achieved anything remarkable has one thing in common. They failed more times than most people even tried. Think about a baby learning to walk. Does it stand up once and run? No, it falls again and again. It stumbles, it crashes, it wobbles. But it never thinks, maybe walking isn't for me. It keeps trying until one day it's running. That's the mindset you need. Failure isn't proof that you can't do something. It's proof that you're learning how to do it right. The first time you try anything, you'll be bad at it. The first time you speak in public, your hands will shake. The first time you start a business, you'll make mistakes. The first time you pitch an idea, you'll get rejected. But the second time, you'll be better. The 10th time, stronger. The 100th time, unstoppable. Most people fear failure because they see it as the end. But failure is just feedback. It's the universe's way of saying, try a different approach. Thomas Edison didn't fail zero times while inventing the light bulb. He found zero ways that didn't work. Every no is a step closer to yes. Every closed door means you're knocking on the wrong one. So find another. The problem isn't failing, it's quitting too soon. People give up right before the breakthrough because they can't handle one more rejection, one more setback. But winners, they keep going. They know that the only real failure is giving up. Let me ask you something. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you attempt? The answer is probably something huge, something bold, something that excites and terrifies you at the same time. But here's the truth. You can fail, and that's okay, because failure is how you grow. It's how you build resilience. It's how you develop the thick skin you need to survive in a world that will test you over and over. The most successful people aren't the ones who never fell. They're the ones who got back up every single time. Look at any great athlete. They don't win every game. They lose, sometimes badly. But they study their losses, adjust their strategy, and come back stronger. Business is the same. Love is the same. Life is the same. You will get knocked down. The question is, will you stay down, or will you rise, wiser and tougher than before? Some of the best lessons in life come from the worst moment. Losing a job teaches you resilience. A broken heart teaches you what you truly value. A business that fails teaches you what not to do next time. These aren't setbacks. They're setups for something greater. The people who avoid failure at all costs are the ones who never truly live. They play it safe, stay in their comfort zones, and wonder why nothing changes. But those who embrace failure, they're the ones who change the world. So next time you fail, and you will. Don't beat yourself up. Don't make excuses. Don't quit. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? How can I improve? What's the next move? Failure only defeats you if you let it. But if you learn from it, if you use it as fuel, it becomes your greatest advantage. The road to success is paved with failures, yours and everyone else's. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to fail, learn, and keep going no matter what. Remember, diamonds are made under pressure, steel is forged in fire, and champions are built through failure. So fail boldly, fail often. But never, ever let failure stop you, because every time you fall, you're one step closer to flying. The greatest tragedy in life isn't failure, it's the dreams we never pursued because they seem too big, too impossible, too far out of reach. Look around you. Every skyscraper, every technological marvel, every world-changing idea began as nothing more than a thought in someone's mind. But here's what most people get wrong. They believe dreams come true through some magical overnight transformation. The truth is far more powerful and far more within your grasp. Dreaming big isn't about fantasy, it's about vision. When you allow yourself to imagine the impossible, you activate a part of your brain that starts looking for possibilities rather than limitations. The Wright brothers didn't just wish humans could fly. They envisioned it with such clarity that they could practically feel the wind beneath their wings before they ever left the ground. Your dreams are the blueprint of your future, but blueprints alone don't build houses. That's where most people stop at the dreaming stage. They get stuck in someday, thinking, someday I'll start that business, someday I'll write that book, someday I'll get in shape. But someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. This is where the magic happens, in the starting small. Every monumental achievement in history was built through small, consistent actions. The Great Wall of China wasn't built in a day, it was built one stone at a time. When you look at your massive dream and feel overwhelmed, that's your signal to break it down into the smallest possible action you can take right now. Want to build $1 million business? Start by helping one customer today. Dream of writing a novel? Write one paragraph now. Want to change your health? Take one healthy bite at a time. Small actions create momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Most people wait for perfect conditions that never come. They think they need more money, more time, more connections, more confidence. But here's the secret. You'll never feel ready. The perfect time doesn't exist. The conditions will never be just right. The only time that matters is now, this very moment. Action isn't just the effect of motivation, it's the cause of it. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. In fact, you'll never see the whole staircase because life doesn't work that way. The path reveals itself as you walk it. Think of your dream as a dimmer switch, not a light bulb. You don't go from complete darkness to blinding light in one flick. You start where you are, with what you have, and you turn up the brightness gradually. That first small action creates a tiny bit of light, which shows you the next step, which creates more light. And before you know it, you're illuminating a path you couldn't even see when you started. The world is full of people who can tell you why your dream won't work. What the world needs are more people who ignore the noise and start working anyway. Don't worry about having all the answers, you'll find them along the way. Don't worry about making it perfect, you can adjust as you go. The only wrong move is no move at all. Look at nature. The mightiest oak tree grows from a tiny acorn. The Grand Canyon was carved by persistent drops of water. Your dreams work the same way. It's not about the size of your starting point. It's about the consistency of your effort. Small actions repeated daily create compound results that defy logic. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things, not through giant leaps, but through small, determined steps taken day after day after day. The most dangerous phrase in any language is "I'll do it tomorrow." Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. Right now is the only moment you truly control. That idea you have, that vision that keeps you up at night, that change you want to make in the world, it won't happen in some distant future. It begins with what you do in the next 5 minutes. Not when you have more time. Not when you have more money. Not when you feel more confident. Now. Because here's what they don't tell you. The universe rewards action. Doors open for those who are already moving. Opportunities find those who are already working. Luck favors the busy. When you start small but start now, you enter a flow where things begin to align in ways you couldn't have predicted. People appear to help you. Resources become available. Ideas flow more freely, but none of this happens while you're stuck in planning mode or waiting for the perfect moment. Your dream is valid, your vision matters, but dreams without action are just wishes, and wishes don't change anything. The world doesn't need more dreamers, it needs more doers. People who dream with their eyes wide open and their hands already at work. People who understand that the distance between who they are and who they want to be is bridged by what they're willing to do today. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. So take that first small step, then another, then another. Before you know it, you'll look back and be amazed at how far those small steps have carried you. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but only if you take it. The clock is ticking. The world is waiting. What are you going to do right now? The difference between those who make it and those who just dream about it comes down to 3 brutal truths. You must outwork your competition, outlast your doubts, and outbelieve your critics. This isn't about talent or luck, it's about who wants it more, who's willing to endure more, and who refuses to quit when everyone else has gone home. Look around at anyone who's achieved something extraordinary in this world. What you don't see are the 4 a.m. mornings when everyone else was sleeping. The missed parties and weekends spent working while others were playing. The countless hours of practice when no one was watching. Talent might get you noticed, but only relentless work ethic gets you results. There's a reason why the most successful people in any field share one common trait. They simply work harder than everyone else. When normal people are satisfied with good enough, champions are pushing for one more rep, one more draft, one more attempt. That extra mile is where the magic happens, where ordinary transforms into extraordinary. But outworking alone isn't enough if you can't outlast the storms. Every journey worth taking comes with obstacles that make quitting seem reasonable. There will be moments when the pain feels too great, the road too long, the obstacles too high. This is where most people give up right before the breakthrough. They can't see around the corner to where their perseverance would have paid off. The ability to endure when everything in you wants to stop isn't just helpful, it's mandatory for success. Think of it like mining for diamonds. Most people quit digging just 3 feet away from striking gold because they couldn't take one more swing of the pickaxe. What separates those who make it from those who don't is often just staying power. The world breaks everyone eventually. The strong ones are those who keep putting themselves back together no matter how many times they're shattered. Your ability to outlast isn't about never getting knocked down. It's about always getting back up. One more day, one more try, one more round. The person who refuses to be defeated cannot be defeated. Yet even work, ethic, and endurance mean nothing without the 3rd critical element, belief that borders on insanity. You must believe in your vision when no one else does. You must see your success in your mind's eye before any evidence exists in the physical world. Every great innovation, every world-changing idea was first ridiculed before it was revered. People will call you crazy right up until the moment you prove them wrong. The weight of their doubt will try to crush your spirit. Your belief must be the unshakable foundation that holds you up. This trifecta, outworking, outlasting, out-believing, is the ultimate competitive advantage. When others take shortcuts, you take the long road. When others grow weary, you find another gear. When others start doubting, you double down on your conviction. Success isn't about being the smartest or most gifted, it's about being the most determined. The race doesn't always go to the swiftest, but to those who keep running. The beautiful part about this formula is that it's available to anyone willing to pay the price. You don't need permission to work harder. You don't need special qualifications to endure longer. You don't need validation to believe bigger. These are choices, daily decisions that compound over time into unstoppable momentum. Remember this when the path gets tough. The extra hours you put in when no one's watching create the results everyone will see later. The problems that make others quit are the exact obstacles that will elevate you above them. The doubts that would derail most people are simply tests of how badly you want what you say you want. This is the secret they don't teach in school. Success isn't about having the best ideas, it's about executing ordinary ideas with extraordinary effort and persistence. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about failing forward so many times that failure has no choice but to surrender to your will. The world will try to convince you to settle, to slow down, to be reasonable. But reasonable people don't change the world, unreasonable ones do. So when you're tired, work anyway. When it hurts, continue anyway. When they laugh, believe anyway. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is who's still standing when the dust settles. Will it be you? No great achievement in human history was ever accomplished alone. Behind every self-made success story is an invisible army of supporters, mentors, collaborators, and believers who made it possible. The myth of the lone genius changing the world is just that, a myth. Real success, lasting success, the kind that stands the test of time, is always a team sport. Think about any major breakthrough, from putting a man on the moon to creating revolutionary technologies. These weren't solo acts, but symphonies of coordinated effort. The Apollo program employed over 400 people. The smartphone in your pocket represents the combined work of engineers, designers, miners, manufacturers, and countless others across dozens of countries. Even in fields we consider individual pursuits like writing or art, creators rely on editors, patrons, muses, and communities that nurture their talent. The most successful people understand this fundamental truth early. You can't go far alone. The higher you climb, the more you realize how much you need others, not just for practical help, but for perspective, for challenge, for growth. The smartest leaders don't surround themselves with yes men. They seek out people who know more than they do in specific areas. They build teams where each member's strengths compensate for others' weaknesses. A great team isn't about having identical thinkers, it's about having complementary talents that create something no individual could achieve alone. This is where many potentially great people fail. They let ego convince them they must do everything themselves. They refuse to delegate, to trust, to collaborate. They become bottlenecks in their own success. The irony is that the strongest leaders aren't those who can do everything, but those who can bring out the best in others. Your network isn't just your net worth, it's your ability to amplify your impact beyond your personal limitations. True teamwork goes beyond just working together. It's about creating an environment where everyone grows together. When one member succeeds, the whole team elevates. When one struggles, the collective lifts them up. The best teams operate like elite athletic squads, constantly pushing each other to higher performance while having each other's backs unconditionally. This kind of culture doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional leadership that values people over profits, relationships over results, knowing the results will follow. Consider how nature works. Red, would trees grow hundreds of feet tall not despite competition, but because of interconnected root systems that support each other. Geese flying in formation increase their range by 71% compared to flying alone. The natural world understands what many ambitious people forget. We're stronger together. Your ability to build and nurture the right team will determine your ceiling more than any individual skill you possess. The digital age has made this even more critical. In our hyper-connected world, the most valuable currency isn't information, which is abundant, but trust and collaboration, which are scarce. The problems worth solving are too complex for any one mind. The opportunities worth pursuing require too many skill sets for any one person. The pace of change is too rapid for any individual to keep up alone. Your team becomes your competitive advantage not just in what they can do for you, but in how they make you better than you could ever be by yourself. This isn't about using people, it's about creating mutual value. The healthiest teams function like ecosystems where each member benefits from the success of others. When you approach relationships with a mindset of how can I add value rather than what can I get, you attract the kind of people who will walk through walls for shared goals. The most successful networkers aren't takers, they're givers who understand that helping others succeed ultimately creates your own success. Building this kind of team requires vulnerability, the willingness to admit what you don't know, to ask for help, to share credit, to sometimes follow rather than lead. These are counterintuitive skills in a culture that celebrates solo heroes, but they're the secret weapons of those who achieve lasting impact. The people who change the world understand that their legacy won't be what they accomplished alone, but what they empowered others to accomplish because of them. The teams that change history share certain qualities. They value diversity of thought over conformity. They prioritize psychological safety over hierarchy. They focus on a mission bigger than any individual. These teams argue passionately behind closed doors, but present a united front to the world. They celebrate each other's wins as their own. They know that the strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. In your own journey, pay attention to who you surround yourself with. Are they lifting you up or weighing you down? Are they challenging you to grow or keeping you comfortable? Are they aligned with your values but diverse in their thinking? The people closest to you will determine the trajectory of your life more than any decision you make alone. Choose them wisely, nurture those relationships intentionally, and never take them for granted. The beautiful paradox of teamwork is this: by making yourself dependent on others, you become far more powerful than you could ever be alone. By distributing leadership, you amplify impact. By sharing credit, you attract more opportunities. By helping others win, you create your own victories. The teams that understand this don't just achieve success, they redefine what's possible. So as you pursue your ambitions, remember, the question isn't whether you need a team, but what kind of team you're building. Not whether you'll rely on others, but who deserves your trust and collaboration. Not if you'll share the spotlight, but how brightly you can help others shine. Because in the end, your greatest accomplishment won't be what you did for yourself, it will be what you accomplished together.